land where my fathers died. That cry swelled in the breeze, flying half-mast over the land of the free. Red for the blood unjustly spilt, slaughtered like sacrifices to this nation we've built. White for the men born free in this land, white knees on the neck of an innocent man.
All right, Aria, would you like to share?
Yeah, I think that I have very mixed feelings about the transition from the real world onto the online world. Initially, I found it pretty nice. I got to wake up later for all of my classes. I felt like I had a more flexible schedule, but then I encountered working with the light. And I thought doing my piece would be easy. I just have to say my piece in front of a camera. And then you realize you get a lot of your energy from other people, and having that replaced with a one-dimensional screen is really, it changes the way you feel about the piece and your connection with the piece.
Aria, tell us about the piece and your experience making it.
So I am the writer and performer of I Too America. I took inspiration from Langston Hughes' I Too, which talks about the long process that Black people and people of color have taken just to have a seat at the table, a seat that we still don't have today. And then that piece is actually a response to Walt Whitman's piece, I Hear America Singing. And so thinking about that, my piece is kind of a response to both of those pieces. So I go through not just singing America, but also crying America and dreaming America, and what it means to really believe in America. Not just be American, but what does it mean as Americans? What do we stand for? What do we live for? And how can we live with ourselves knowing that the country that we have built up doesn't do justice to all the people who it's born. And so, yeah, I think the effects of the pandemic really hit when I walked into the Pentagon Theater. I always imagined myself performing, center stage, spotlight in front of a room full of people. That is what I perform for. I love seeing people's faces. It gives me the momentum I need to carry on through my piece. And then you step on the stage and everything that's in front of you is just darkness. There's a camera looking square at you and then these bright lights. And I think that it just makes the art feel so synthetic. It's very artificial. I said before, one-dimensional. And I don't know, it makes you feel kind of distant from everyone. I feel like art is meant to be shared. And I know that it's still being shared, but it's shared in a different and less personal way.
Yeah, we all miss being in the room together. Antoine, tell us about your piece.
My piece is called Perceptions. Perceptions analyzes the psychology of perpetrators of racial profiling. So yeah, just you see a Black person, what is the first things that you think of? Do you instinctively feel fear? Do you feel anger? Do you feel discomfort? It just analyzes that. It talks about my experience with that and my friend group's experience with it. Coming to collaboration to film, in my last semester of college, we had an on-camera class, but the on-camera class was mostly through Zoom. So it was like webcam, so like that same lifeless, not being able to be around people. I felt a bit of that. But being on stage in front of the collaboration cameras felt like a good opportunity to practice like on-camera acting. So yeah, as much as like I definitely missed the audience, I definitely missed the crowd. It was a good opportunity to see how I could play with tempo, how I could play. What's my energy doing the piece? What energies am I trying to make the people in the audience feel? It made me focus on me more.
And what do you guys think right now? We're in the midst of a great cycle of change. What do you want people to know about the youth of Chicago and the youth of our country, and what would you like to see happen as we are in this incredible moment?
I think it's really interesting. Again, I like to see things from a political standpoint, and I think it's really interesting to see how, the current government is not only not paying attention to us, but they're also just kind of hurting us, like the police is and all of that, just seeing all of that violence. I just wish people would stop seeing us and like change as bad, but they would just join in. I think we have to stop resisting change.
Yeah. I really appreciate you putting that out there like that. We named the Youth Theater Festival the Light with the thought that young people, vibrant and brilliant as you are the future, and they can light the way to show us how to live better. If you could give advice to old folks like me about how to support you in making a better world, tell me what to do. Any of you, please, all of you.
I would want you to listen to me, and I would want you to take me seriously. Right now, I think that the youth of America are watching, and we're listening, and we're remembering everything that our country is doing in this time of crisis, in this time of need, in this time of injustice. And in terms of what I want to see and change, I think of a line from Hamilton, where Angelica says, "You want a revolution, I want a revelation." And that is what I want to see from this movement, from this revolution. I want to see a revelation where you see me as an equal, where you see my cousins and my brothers and my sisters as equals, and I want you to build that into this country. I think that all the issues that we have in this country, they're foundational, they're institutional, they're systemic, and so in order to see change, what we need to do is dismantle that system, but we can't dismantle the system until we dismantle the people, or their minds at least.
Damn, what's up? Aria, what's up? That is a wonderful voice of the youth.
There's probably some young people watching this right now, and they're looking at the three of you two, and they're the three of you, and they're saying, wow, these young artists are creating original work, sharing it. Can you give us any insights into your creative process, how you go from like an assignment or a proposal or an idea to an actual stage? How do you figure out what you want to say? How do you actually go about creating it? And any advice you have for other young people that want to be doing what you're doing, which is sharing their voice.
Adding on to what Danny said, you have a voice for a reason. You have a brain for a reason. If you have just the slightest idea, you are called to write it down. You are called to speak on it. Even if you think like it's insignificant, it's not. Someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to read it. Someone needs to understand it. In terms of how I come up with my work, if I need to say something and I feel like I have something on my heart, I get my notepad and I get my pen and I just wait until the moon comes out, and then the first line that comes, I act on that. I've been listening to the Hamilton soundtrack since I was in 5th grade. It is something that I have been obsessed with all my life, and it was really instrumental in pushing me to start writing, pushing me to start using my voice as an activist against social injustice. Lin-Manuel Miranda is just one of my hugest inspirations. When I was 15, I had the chance to see it, not with the original cast, but I got to see it in Chicago. And it was just one of the most amazing things in my life. I quoted it before, "You want a revolution, I want a revelation." There's so many things that have just been quoted and used in this new movement, well, not this new movement, in this Black Lives movement. And I think if you watch it, you'll see what it really means for America, what America is built on, and what it is meant to do for its people. Just looking at the cast, looking at the music, and looking at everything that Lin has everything that he has poured into it, it's just amazing.
Yeah, I wonder what your next projects are. What are you thinking about working on, or what are you going to work on?
Right now in Collaborations Teen Ensemble, I'm working on a piece called Sesame Street for Grown-Ups, G is for Gentrification. I laid out the groundwork for it yesterday. I like it a lot. It's something that I'll definitely be working on in the next couple of weeks. But it's just about what happens when Sesame Street gets gentrified.
What about you, Aria? You want to drop? Danny already gave us a little taste of her comedic genius. You want to drop a couple bars for us?
I could do the first stanza of I to America. That's what I got right now.
Yeah, please. Give her the speaker view.
I too sing America. That song of heartbreak murmured as we watched another body lowered into that ground. That stolen ground, built up by stolen people. That song sung through clenched teeth as another body walks the streets, wondering how much farther until it comes face to face with death. Wondering how much farther until these hands go up, until these legs break into and run, another body filled with holes. Another body that has never been whole, only a 3/5 compromise. Just another chalk outline or maybe an inmate ID number. Just another hole in the ground, sowed with the seeds of that strange fruit and watered in that heavenly sunshine. That promise of freedom at last. And for these seeds growing in revolution, I too sing, my voice ringing like Liberty bells, rewriting that old Patriots anthem and summoning that sweet freedom with every note. That sweet freedom song, ringing from every mountainside in the smoothest legato, waiting for America to join the choir.